Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. I'm Dana Scranton, and welcome to 8-Minute Wisdom. What we're going to be talking about today is a continuation of the episode series I put together on my notes from the Game Has Changed seminar that was put on by Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. And so we're going over some of the critical concepts and applying a little extrapolation and intuition so that you get the greater benefit from it. So today's topic is the what and the who. Now, in the seminar, when they identify the what, it's what do you have? What can you leverage to bring value to the marketplace that allows you then to create your entrepreneurial journey to success and fulfillment? So that's the top level objective. So the things, the broad categories, and I'm going to share my screen with you just so that we're on the same page as we start. So bear with me as I share this screen. All right, there we go. What they have is a triangle. And if you look at the triangle on the screen here, you'll see that there is what you will share. In other words, what you will market. What is your product? What is the source of it? And it could be your career or business skills that you have, or even for that matter, any skill that you have, even if it's not business skill, that can fall into the category of a career or a vocational expertise, an expertise of any sort, really. And then you've got life experience, which we all have, and sometimes we discount that. If you go back and make a list of all the life experiences you have encountered, however small, that influenced you in some way, you may well find that you have a lot more to offer than you think. Then we go over here to passions and hobbies. This is something that lights you up. Sometimes it's music, to some it's gardening, to others it's writing, to others, it's building. I mean, there's a lot of different things that people are passionate about. And if they could get paid for it, they do it all day long. But even if they couldn't, it's something that they do willingly and with enthusiasm. So those are the three categories that they brought to the fore. And then finally, here's this thing called the dot. Now, they call it a target. In the past, they've called it a dot. That's your market population. That's your ideal customer, your avatar. Those are the people you seek to serve. So with those two graphics in mind, I'm going to stop the share and go back to the screen. Okay, so what you see on the graphic up here is you've got the career, skill, experience, attribute, you've got life experience, and you've got your passion and your hobby. Put that into a broad category of what do you have in your cache of experience, knowledge, wisdom, capabilities, background that you can offer to a marketplace that is comprised of people who would value what you have to offer. That's your dot. The dot is the target. Now, if you take all of the people in the world, that's a great big circle. If you shrink it down and keep shrinking it down and keep asking questions, who am I serving? Who would benefit? You get down to the dot. That's your target. And in that dot, there are millions, if not tens of millions of people. In other words, identify who it is you choose to serve. Now, on this graphic, you'll notice two arrows, vertical up, vertical down. That wasn't part of the seminar. This is something I'm going to extrapolate for you because you can start on either direction here. To create your entrepreneurial journey, you can start with what you know, what you've experienced, your expertise, your various experiences through life that have taught you things that you may not appreciate necessarily until you decide to take them to the marketplace. It's that big inventory of stuff that you have been exposed to, that you've learned and done, okay? You can start with that and then say, who would benefit from what I know? That then would be the downward pointing arrow, the dot, okay? The who is the people that you would serve. The what is all of that stuff that you have to offer. You narrow it down to the thing that you're most enthusiastic about and start there. Now, you can also go the other direction. You can say, I see a population of people in a certain state of existence or being. I want to serve them. That could be anything from homeless children, homeless vets. It could be single mothers. It could be any population. It could be the youth. It could be people that are enthusiastic about gardening. It could be people that are enthusiastic about sports. Pick a sport. It could be anything. People that you want to serve. And then you ask yourself, what do I own in my cache of experience, knowledge, wisdom, skills that would be of use to that population? That's the upward pointing arrow. So this goes both ways, the what and the who. The who you want to serve can help you define the what you provide to them in value. And on the reverse, the what you have of value has a target. It has a dot, and who is that? So you either start with the what and find the who, or you start with the who and define the what. So why is this important? Well, two reasons. First of all, it's simple. This is a basic concept that any business goes through to be successful. That's number one. Number two, it's functional. It's easy. It's something that you can sit down on your computer, in your notebook, in your journal, and you can figure this out. Now, there are people who will say, well, I don't know anything and I don't think what I know has any value. That's a head problem. And we've talked about that. You have to appreciate, understand, and be enthusiastic about who you are, what you know, the experiences you've had. You know, I had a college professor one time. He was actually a retired Marine colonel. And he said something to us in this advanced course. He said, be proud of what you know. He said, it may be that 99% of the people you meet on a day-to-day basis have no interest in what you know in a specialty field or in any field, but be proud of what you know because it was an investment that you made in becoming more. For example, let's say it's quantum physics. Be proud of what you know about quantum physics. Most people you run into could give a rip about quantum physics. But what you had to do to become an expert, to become knowledgeable in that particular field, doesn't just stay in the quantum physics area. It influences your entire life, your attitude, your courage, your willingness to put in the time to achieve something, to learn something. Be proud of what you know, what you've experienced, and look at it from that perspective. You have something to offer the world. You have to define the world down to that little dot. See, it's real easy to say, well, I don't have anything to offer, because what you're doing is you're looking at this broad, undefined, gelatinous mass of humanity and thinking that's your target market. And so it's easy to become confused and just deluded that you don't have anything to offer. But when you zero it down to the dot, the people to whom you can bring who you are and make a difference in their lives, now you've accomplished a major step forward with a very simple, repeatable, and powerful method. Who do you want to serve? What do you need to know to serve them? Do you know what you know to serve them? If you don't, can you learn it? Can you find it? Can you experience it? Sure you can. And it can happen really quick. And I mentioned in prior episodes, you know, many years ago, I read that if you, as an individual, sit down and read a book every day for an hour, for 10 days, finish the book, read another book, you're an expert. Relative to the general population, you know more about a given subject than 95% of the population. That makes you an expert. It makes you somebody with something of value to share. So don't underestimate what you know, your experiences, the value of who you are to others. To me, that's what this particular topic was all about. That's the message that it brought to me. The what and the who really come down to who you want to serve and or what you know and can provide that delivers value. So that's today's episode and review of my notes. Stay tuned for more. And we'll see you out there on that glorious frontier of opportunity and possibilities where your life skills, knowledge, wisdom, and abilities can be used to forge a new path to the future. So we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.